새끼야. 아니
여기서 숨만 쉬면서
In the most violent high school in Korea, academic success means nothing when fists determine your worth. Students settle disputes through brutal fights, and even classroom rankings can shift based on who emerges victorious from these savage encounters. Yet within this chaotic environment, one determined student refuses to abandon his dreams of higher education, believing that knowledge remains his only path to escape this nightmare. Gamin has harbored dreams of attending a prestigious university since childhood, convinced that education could transform his destiny. Despite his unwavering dedication, joining countless tutoring sessions and studying relentlessly, he consistently ranked third from the bottom of his class. His transition to middle school brought new hope when he hired a private tutor, but his position remained unchanged. Refusing to accept defeat, he studied everywhere imaginable, from crowded buses to bathroom stalls, eventually climbing one spot to second from the bottom. The repeated failures began crushing his motivation, until he overheard classmates discussing technical high school as an alternative route to university admission. This revelation reignited his passion for learning, leading him to enroll with renewed optimism. However, reality proved harsh once again, as his grades stagnated despite his belief that keeping his head down and studying would guarantee success. Desperate for answers, he concluded that even the worst students must be secretly studying at home, inspiring his final solution. His mother's friend mentioned how her son improved dramatically after joining a study group, prompting Gamin to seek similar opportunities. Multiple groups rejected his applications, citing his poor academic standing as insurmountable. Some students even mocked him cruelly, suggesting he would benefit more from being reborn than attempting to join any study group. These humiliating rejections only strengthened his resolve to create his own group. Scanning the classroom for potential members, Gamin identified Seyan as the most intelligent-looking student among the troublemakers. His recruitment attempt was interrupted when a 173rd ranked student challenged Seyan to a fight. Though Seyan preferred avoiding violence, a nearby student warned that refusing would result in disciplinary department involvement. This official school gang used violence freely to suppress ordinary troublemakers, leaving Seyan no choice but to defend himself, though his lack of fighting experience resulted in swift defeat. The arrival of Miss Lee, a new teacher, brought unexpected hope. Gamin recognized her as his former middle school tutor, someone who had always acknowledged his efforts and maintained faith in his potential. When she began calling attendance, the class responded with extreme disrespect, including one student deliberately passing gas. The disruption angered Hyan-woo, the class bully leader, who threw coffee at the blackboard and violently punished the offending student. After class, Gamin approached Miss Lee excitedly, sharing his study group plans. To recruit Seyan, Gamin followed him persistently until Seyan finally agreed to tutor him. Despite Seyan's patient explanations, Gamin struggled to comprehend even basic concepts, taking detailed but ultimately useless notes that revealed his complete lack of academic talent. When Gamin proposed forming a study group, Seyan refused and warned him about Pan's inevitable opposition. Pan's father was a notorious gang leader, making Pan the school's #1 student not through academics but through combat prowess. Pan had even created ranking software to encourage students' obsession with power hierarchies. Undeterred, Gamin showed his second-place report card, attempting to persuade Pan to study together. Seyan angrily destroyed the card and warned Gamin to stop bothering him. A bathroom encounter escalated when Seyan mistook Hyan-woo for Gamin and cursed loudly. Hyan-woo demanded compensation for the insult, and when Seyan appeared troubled, he was brutally beaten. During this attack, Gamin burst in wearing a mask and wielding a fire extinguisher, creating enough chaos to rescue Seyan. However, Seyan showed no gratitude, explaining that escaping would only result in eternal torture. Seyan attempted to leave, but encountered Hyan-woo again, enduring another beating without revealing Gamin's identity as his rescuer. At the critical moment, Gamin reappeared, broke Hyan-woo's weapon, and knocked him unconscious. Gamin's physical prowess stemmed from his lifelong belief that good health leads to good grades, prompting him to exercise daily since 3rd grade. Following his rescue, Seyan returned home to his alcoholic father, who instructed him to learn welding after graduation, dismissing college as a waste of money. Despite being a former top student, Seyan had abandoned a prestigious high school for technical school. With no one except Gamin understanding his college dreams, he placed his old mistake notebooks on Gamin's desk as gratitude. Before Gamin could properly thank him, Hyan-woo struck him with a bench, having discovered his identity as the masked rescuer. Hyan-woo set Seon's notebook on fire, prompting Ga Min to desperately dodge attacks while trying to save it. Though he knocked Hyan-woo down, the notebook was destroyed, fueling his rage. After several rounds, Hyan-woo fell helplessly, and when he threw the burning backpack in desperation, Ga Min calmly kicked it back into his arms. The sight of the 220th ranked student defeating a top 10 fighter shocked the entire school. But Ga Min only wanted Hyan-woo to apologize to Seon. Seeing Ga Min's burned hand, Seon angrily threw the ruined notebook in the trash and finally agreed to join the study group. Miss Lee rushed in to extinguish the burning backpack, but an inspector investigating the school had witnessed the entire incident. The vice principal immediately identified Ga Min as the bully and decided to expel him. Miss Lee courageously defended Ga Min, arguing that the school's environment forced students to use violence for self-protection. When asked how she planned to address the school's problems, Miss Lee proposed Ga Min's study group idea as a solution. The inspector showed interest, but the vice principal added a condition requiring 5 members within 2 weeks for official club recognition. Despite posting recruitment notices, Ga Min and Seon attracted no volunteers. While rumors spread about Ga Min being a fire-breathing monster, students witnessing his effortless victories believed they had seen a master who could defeat anyone easily, further spreading his legendary reputation. The growing rumors made Ga Min an intimidating figure to lower-ranked students, preventing him from identifying potential study group members. While complaining to Seon about this problem, he noticed Jeon Yop approaching Seon's middle school friend, who had studied in the United States. Ga Min rushed to invite him sincerely, but Jeon Yop mocked his willingness to hurt others just to form a study group. With time running out, Seon suggested that Ga Min should pursue sports instead of academics. But Ga Min's passion remained focused on studying. Miss Lee encouraged their efforts by purchasing study supplies and treating them to meals. When she returned home, she discovered her broken door and found the wounded Hyan-woo inside. Pan had punished him for losing to Ga Min and ordered him to make Miss Lee lose her job or face death. A violent confrontation ensued, but Jeon Yop and then Ga Min arrived to rescue her, with Ga Min single-handedly defeating multiple attackers using makeshift nunchucks. The next day, someone sent a message expressing interest in joining the study group. The person turned out to be Ji-woo, Hyan-woo's twin sister, who was being bullied and blackmailed by Gu-jin from the disciplinary department. Hee-won, Ji-woo's friend, had submitted the application hoping they could protect Ji-woo. Ga Min infiltrated the disciplinary office to steal evidence of Gu-jin's crimes, leading to a chaotic chase and fight that ultimately freed both girls from their tormentor. During these events, Miss Lee was stabbed while protecting Hyan-woo from making a terrible mistake. Her injury wasn't serious, and she used the opportunity to recruit both Ji-woo and Hee-won to the study group. Meanwhile, Hyan-woo was sent to a juvenile center, and Pan was arrested but quickly released. The study group faced its biggest challenge when Lee Jun joined after Ga Min saved him from gang recruitment. Lee Jun had always lost fights despite constant training, but seeing Ga Min's strength inspired him to focus on studying instead. Their rescue mission from a gang warehouse brought them all closer together, and they finally had their 5 members. Miss Lee took them to visit another school study group, but Ga Min accidentally entered the wrong building and ended up helping students from a school being bullied by thugs. The experience showed him that their struggles weren't unique and that they could make a real difference. Back at their school, they received their own activity room, though it was in poor condition. The study group faced a crucial test when Miss Lee revealed that each member needed to improve by 10 ranks to prove the program's worth and allow her to pursue disciplinary action against Pan. This wasn't just about grades anymore, but about transforming their entire school. Despite various obstacles, including family pressure on Seon and Hee-won and continued threats from Pan's associates, the group stayed together. Their determination was tested when gang members attacked Miss Lee again, leading to a final confrontation where Ga Min faced Pan directly. Using forbidden techniques taught by his uncle, Ga Min defeated Pan's 3 bodyguards, and ultimately, Pan himself. The victory came at a cost, when Ga Min's mother was shot protecting Miss Lee, but she survived, and Pan was finally arrested for his crimes. The midterm results exceeded everyone's expectations. Seon ranked first, and all members improved significantly, with Ga Min moving from 219th to 209th place. Miss Lee successfully held the disciplinary meeting that led to Pan's expulsion and arrest for past crimes, including the murder of her predecessor. The vice principal who had covered for Pan was also punished. The transformation wasn't just about individual success, but about changing the entire school culture. Students who had once lived in fear could now focus on learning. The study group's room, once destroyed by Pan's men, was rebuilt and became a symbol of hope. Even former enemies like Sun Chol, one of Pan's bodyguards, joined them after realizing that studying offered a better path than violence. The story concluded with the school becoming a proper educational institution rather than a training ground for criminals. Miss Lee fulfilled her predecessor's wish of creating a safe learning environment, while the study group members discovered that their friendship and mutual support were just as valuable as their academic achievements. Their journey proved that even in the most hostile environment, determination and solidarity could overcome seemingly impossible odds. Thanks for watching till the end. Your support keeps us going and helps us bring more awesome stories to life. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay tuned for the next recap on Addict Recap.